let's go grab a couple things of people like in our house that are alive or past. Grab those things, and I'm going to walk you guys through doing psychometry. The psychometry, it's a type of psychic readings. It's not mediumship. It is not mediumship. When you do psychometry, you're not tuning into spirit. You're not talking to souls. You're not talking to the beyond. You're talking to the energy that is left on something. Like this would be Poochie's energy still on here. So I would be connecting with Poochie's energy, but I want to see once we do that, if we can connect that with the spirit realm. So like when I was doing a reading for my friend, her daughter kept showing me this like shell in her house. And I'm thinking maybe that had a lot of her daughter's energy on it. So maybe when she wants to connect with her, she should hold the shell or something like that. That's what I was just thinking in my mind. Because there is a way they're saying to connect psychometry to the mediumship realms, but you have to actually know that you're not connecting with spirit when you're connecting with these items. Otherwise, if you think you're connecting with the person with this item, then you're not going to go any further, right? You're not going to be like, oh, okay, now let's really connect with them. Let's really call them in and let's really talk to them. Seems like that guy Tyler does do that. But he loops around inside of like when he feels really awkward when he doesn't see anything. So then I feel like he dives down into the Akashic records and kind of swims around and looks for names or things that he can like, be evidential, like an evidential medium. Which is great, he's a good entertainer, he's keeping the reading going, but I didn't feel like the spirit realm was just like sitting there waiting for him. But the thing I want to know, and I'm going to ask the guides when I channel, is can our loved ones on the other side really, I know they can help us. I watched my friend's daughter help her with some things, but I didn't feel like she was completely crossed over at that time. Like, do they have to stay over here on this side to help us? Or can they just like use their like juju in their head and be like all like send like brainwaves or like kind of like pray, like use prayer over there to shift things for us here? Like it's does that make sense, guys? So what I'm wondering, I'm just wondering. And so what I'm going to do is when I do the meditation, after I lead you guys through this like helium and hydrogen thing, is I'm going to say the prayer, but I'm going to set the intention that our loved ones on the other side, as well as soul family members, which is beings I never call in, our soul family members and our loved ones on the other side that have passed, so long as they're for our highest and best good and they're not going to hurt us or anybody in any way, whether it be through taking our life force energy or whatever, that we want to call them in so that we can experience that connection. Are you guys cool with that? You okay with that? We can do this exercise and then don't let the door kick you. I'm just kidding. Don't let the door kick you in the ass. I'm kidding. You can go and then come back. We can text you when we're done with the exercise and you can come back in. They're saying that in order to make sure that you're not connecting with anything like on the other side that you shouldn't be connecting with, you should be doing this hydrogen and helium exercise first before connecting with anyone in spirit. Because they're saying like this, like imagine, like I used to use this example all the time. Imagine that you're a hot air balloon and you got the fire up there and it's making you go up, but you got all these sandbags holding you down. The sandbags are other people like grabbing on for you, trying to like jump in your basket and like lift up with you because they don't have their own basket. Those are dead people, and they're trying to jump in and ride up in the basket with you because they don't have their own basket. They don't have their own body. When we do have a body, we get these weights on us. And then we also get other people's baskets attached to us. So someone else's like janky, ghetto ass basket is all connected to ours. And we're like trying to fly high and rise up and shine bright and all this stuff. And we're like, oh, why am I over here like floating like this? It's because someone's like, oh, yeah, buddy. They're like hooked onto your basket. And they're like trying to they're like low riders down on the ground, like trying to pull you. So those are the ones where we would take people trying to like basically live your experience, be your experience, take from your experience for themselves, take your energy for themselves. These are beings that these would be like fake guides, codependent relationships. They're saying narcissistic behaviors and energies are the type that will hang on to you like that because they're hanging on out of fear for dear life while trying to make it seem like they're not, and trying to make themselves feel like they are all that so that they don't feel like they're dragging on the ground behind you. We can release that very easily. So what I want you guys to do is, so let me just call in all of our higher selves, call in each person's individual guardian angel, which I never call in because I don't trust those angels sometimes. Calling each individual's own personal guardian angel. Number 4, God, no. Oh my God, you just screamed so loud. Okay. She's like, she's like yelling. She's like, you just heard me? How did you just hear me? That's funny. Okay. Number 6 is like, did you just hear her? Okay. So calling in each person's individual guardian angel, and we're going to ask that the guardian angel step up behind you right now, placing one hand on your right shoulder and one hand on your left shoulder. It'll be up to you to determine whether they're actually behind you or in front of you. Some of you, it feels like they're standing in front of you, which means you're kind of like flipped around. You're like, everyone else is like going down their soul path and you're like, oh, going like backwards, like going the wrong way. Not the wrong way. You're just going the other way for whatever reason. So just make sure like you feel this angelic force. If you're a feeler, just ask to feel their right hand upon your right shoulder, their left hand upon your left shoulder. If you don't feel it, say, is their right hand on my left shoulder and their left hand on my right shoulder? It's like, oh, okay, now I feel it. And then just ask your higher self, not the angel. Ask your higher self, or that which is in control of this aspect of you, to make sure that you're pointed in the right direction in life. And you'll just feel this like, and that alone right there may heal someone's depression. That alone may help somebody's anxiety. And things like, are things really going the right way? I don't know how they're going. Oh my gosh, I just don't know. It's like, you don't know because you turn around backwards. You don't know what's going on. Your angel's standing right in front of you, blocking you. You need to like, turn around the other way. And you're not bad because you're that way. It's just when we act out of fear, we run the other way, and we could be fearful for anything, for lack of money, for we're not going to have money for the bills, or I'm not going to have money for good food for my kids, or I'm not going to have this, or I'm not going to have that. And we just get afraid and we flip, literally, we flip around. So we're just going to ask that each person be placed facing the right direction, in the direction of their soul's path, in the direction of their destiny. And what we like for you to do is to actually imagine now that you are in a hot air balloon, like you're in the basket. You're standing in the basket, and your angel's so big that your angel can stand outside the basket and still have their hands like on your shoulder, but they're just like super tall. They're super big. So they're not in the basket with you, but even if you flew up really high, you still wouldn't be taller than your angel. So it's pretty much wherever you are, wherever you're at, the angel's going to be there. Yeah, that's your guardian angel. So you can just say, show me what my basket feels like. Show me what it feels like when I'm in it. And my guardian angel is right behind me, where they're supposed to be. And just kind of feel what that feels like. Feel the emotions behind it. Feel if there's that safe place that you feel. If you need to go into that same safe place where they took us at the beginning of class, where you just draw yourself into whatever part of your body you feel the safest in, where you feel like you feel so safe there. When we feel safe, we can see the beauty in life. When we feel safe, we can look at life and be like, oh, why was I thinking everything was so negative? Okay, cool. When we feel safe, we're not going to be like freaking out, seeing everything is attacking us, being paranoid, thinking everyone's talking about us, or, out to get us, or whatever it is that we do when we get afraid. So you're in a safe place. You're in this basket. The only issue is on your body, you've got these little cords, and these cords are not attached to other people. They're attached to your basket. Okay. So you've got these little cords coming out of your body. So they're like little tendrils of light, or little tendrils of like ooze or something. And they're connected to the inside of your basket. Like you're kind of like stuck to the basket. Those are okay. But what we'd like to do is to run through your field your original life force energy that you were born with, that is eternal. So just ask, and they're calling it Formula One. So just say Formula One, and the original life force energy that created you, that is you, that was breathed into you, it's like everything is going to flush through you. So you can just kind of imagine it coming down over your head, and it's going to start to seep into your head It's going to fill up your head and it's going to start to kind of swirl around, kind of like a toilet flushing, you know, toilet head. You guys will be toilet heads. And it's just going to kind of swirl around inside of your head and it's going to start to pull anything that doesn't resonate with it, that doesn't match with its divinity, with its unconditional love, with its beauty, with its ability to heal in the heartbeat, like with the blink of an eye, healed. It's if you need the money and boom, it's there. It's like, this is the energy that people try to do yoga for, they try and do Reiki for. It's that original energy, and you can get through it by being in your body, by seeing these tendrils that you have connected to you, to your body. This is like the bonds or the binds that hold you in this physical body. You're your consciousness right now, if you haven't figured it out yet. You're not your physical body, you're your consciousness, and we're looking at your connection to your physical body. So when you run this original life force energy through your head and it starts swirling around, then goes down your neck and it starts to take anything that shouldn't be in your throat, around all of your glands and everything. Then it goes, I can hardly breathe right now. The energy is going to continue down. I have a huge lump in my throat. And it's going to go down into your shoulders. The energy will split and kind of like start swirling out down through your shoulders, all the way down through your arms, until the energy is just kind of like shooting out of your hands. You still are connected to your basket, and that's fine. But as the energy passes down your arms, if you do have little tendrils attached to the basket, the energy just kind of goes like shoom, and just cleans that little connection that you have to your physical body. Like, just makes it fresh, makes it clean, makes it secure, but makes it good, makes it perfect. That's a better word for it. And it goes down your left side, all the way down to your left hand. And just kind of use your brain to, you know, manipulate and pretend like this energy is running through you. You're just pretending. It's just your imagination. But with your imagination in this quantum state, as your Christ consciousness, this is your quantum state, the act of observing these things is what's making it so. So just by pretending like this is happening, it's happening. Okay. So the energy is going to continue to swirl down through the heart center area, not your heart, but like through the center of the heart, the center of the chest. And it'll continue down. And as it's continuing down, it begins to expand out. So it's filling up your entire like chest cavity, your entire back. If there's any little tendrils on your back connecting to the basket, they'll just it'll just clear. It'll just clear. And again, this is Formula 1. This is elemental healing. And it's going to continue down all the way through the abdomen area. This is where you have all your connections to people, places, and things, people that judged you, people that you judged, people that you tried to be like, people that tried to be like you. You've got all these like weird little cords connected to not just your basket, but now you have cords connected to other places. Okay, so other baskets, other spaces. We're going to leave those there for just a moment while we continue down and clear your legs and your feet and clear all the connections between you and your little basket before we move up to cut those cords to those people that are draining the life out of you. So just continue down all the way through the solar plexus, down through the second chakra area, just beneath the belly button. Allow that energy to swirl around, just getting rid of anything that shouldn't be there, anything that doesn't match with it. And then it's going to, that energy will just like seep out of your skin, go out into those little tendrils that connect to the little basket. Your guardian angel is still there. But as the energy moves down closer to your feet, you start to notice this humongous, huge, like bigger than anything you've ever seen thing standing in front of you. It's you. It's literally you. You can see that it's like probably a leg that you're looking at, but it looks like the Empire State Building. It's huge. It looks like Mount Everest, or it's huge. And you're just this tiny little thing in this tiny little basket with this now tiny little angel, but it used to seem big. This being standing before you is your creator soul, coupled with your creator spirit and your creator self. So this is like the trinity of you that is your creator. And it has all the life force energy you could ever possibly imagine. You ask it to do something, it's done. It's like its thoughts create your reality. And this evening, you'll have the ability to slip into that self. But we want to make sure that we're cutting all the cords from the ego self, from the Christ consciousness, because the Christ consciousness very easily slips into the anti-Christ consciousness, right? When you go into fear. So if we're going to live in a dual reality, if we're going to live in duality and we're going to believe in Christ, then we have to believe in the Antichrist. If we're going to believe in angels, we have to believe in demons. If we're going to believe in good, there has to be bad. Or we can just live in a state where we don't believe in duality, but that's impossible because we all have emotions and feelings, and we all have subconscious belief patterns that say that there's good and bad things in the world. So it's pretty hard to just decide to not live in duality. It's almost impossible. So rather than do that, we'll just clean up our body down in the lower realms so that when we slip down there, it doesn't feel so awful. Okay, so the energy, the Formula One goes down through your feet and just kind of shoots down through your feet. These little spikes in your feet go down into kind of like through your basket, down into the earth and connecting with the earth. And the earth sends up this beautiful, beautiful energy up through your feet, all the way up through your body, grounding you, bringing you all the stuff that being grounded would do for you, the neutral earth energy, bringing you like nature, everything that you get from nature, the beach, the forests, whatever is your nature, whatever you like. Some people like the beach, some people like the mountains, some people like the deserts, some people like the hills, like whatever nature you enjoy, just allow the earth to send you what you get from being in nature. And as that happens, your entire body, like health is going to come into your body. You're going to feel younger. You're just going to feel good. You're just going to feel good. And if you don't feel good because you felt awful before, hopefully you'll feel a little less awful. That's what Peter just said. So you're grounded to the earth. You've had that Formula One run all the way through you. And now what you're going to do is we're going to ask the creator, your creator self, or your creator soul, or whatever that your creator, just ask your creator to run hydrogen through the cords that you have attached to other people. And you can like feel, you feelers, you'll actually feel like little like zzz, like it's almost like fireballs kind of like going between you and that person. You don't need to see who it was. You don't need to ask who it was. You don't need to investigate, because if you're like, oh, why would they be corded to me? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, just don't even worry about it. It's for whatever reason, you had a similar energy to them. They had a similar energy. You connected the dots because it was similar. And then you guys stayed connected for whatever reason. They've been draining you, you've been draining them. And now it's time for that to end. So to say, I now ask or command or plea or pray that my creator use whatever form of this hydrogen energy plasma to dissolve these, because the cords are plasmic. They're very like plasmic, and they look almost like skin, like it's hard to cut them. These are the ones, Scott, remember that I had, and I couldn't cut the cord. I was like, oh, I can't cut it. I feel like I'm cutting a finger off. But you use the frequency of hydrogen, and it's going to go back and forth. And I feel like there's two little balls of hydrogen. They just kind of like bounce back and forth, and eventually the cord just goes and disappears. And then the space on your body just kind of heals up. And I'm going through and I'm making sure, like, nobody has more than like 10 cords. Everyone has like, mostly everybody has about 4 or 5 of them. So I'm going through each number. I'm going up to 29. I don't know if there's more, but I'm going up and I'm releasing the cords from everybody's solar plexus attached to other people's physical bodies. They're hot air balloons, so to speak. One person, 19, that's the biggest cord I've ever seen, like on your stomach. It's like a big tree trunk, and it's attached to somebody, like it's like staring right back at you. And then I just said like hydrogen, and it went like, and it went boom, and it disappeared. I was like, wow, that was impressive. That would have taken me forever to heal if I would have tried to do it with Reiki. I mean, don't get me wrong, Reiki's awesome, but quantum healing is pretty cool too. Okay, so just ask your creator to run the hydrogen through and they'll do that. You don't have to be able to see, you don't have to be able to feel, nothing, just ask, and I'm doing it for you. But I want you guys to also witness and learn so that you can do it yourself if you have to, or you can listen back to this again later and do it yourself. But I'm cutting all the cords for you guys, or I'm dissolving them for you. And then lastly, what we're going to do prior to connecting to these pieces, the little items that I had you guys find, connecting to spirit, connecting to our guides, connecting to maybe future children, or maybe children lost, or just whoever, our soul family members that are on the other side to help us and guide us and lead us, that I've never really introduced you guys to, because I just wanted to keep you guys safe. But it's fine. It's actually, I'm like, wow, why haven't we been doing this more often? Okay. So there's Peter, I'm not even going to say what you said. Okay, so the one thing I want you guys to do with your minds, though, while I'm clearing these cords, or you can imagine it, is ask if there's anything in your basket that needs to be lifted up, risen up, and float away back to source. And that would be like giving them their own little helium balloon on their head and go blow up helium in their balloon, and then they'll just float away. These are going to be like past, like exes, people, places, things, old jobs, old projects started that never finished. They're like creations of yours, things that you've created. And that can be a company or a website or a a project with another person that you never did or something like that. And by lifting these things up and allowing the helium or the idea of helium or actual helium to rise them up into the actual, they're going back to the light is what they're saying. They're going to the light. By allowing them to go up there, it's making space for you to have a new project or a new idea or a new career or something it's giving you the life force energy that you put into that back. It's like you had that kind of like just stored in this little reserve, and there was nowhere to go with that project or that person or that place or that thing or that relationship or, that house or whatever. There's nowhere to go with it because it's gone. It's dead. The relationship's gone. The person's gone, or the whatever is gone. But all of your life force energy is still in there. So that's why you hang on to it. So we're just going to ask that anything that's in our field, anything that's in our basket that needs to have helium attached to it or helium blown into it, we're just going to ask that our creator do that for us. And then you're just going to kind of, you can either visualize or you can just know it's done. But I see like thousands of these little guys, like almost like reverse parachuting, and you see little dolls that you throw in the air and the parachute opens and they fall down. I see them like reverse parachuting, like up and out of your fields. It's kind of cool. It reminds me of those Scrubby Bubbles commercials of the dishes when they're cleaning them or whatever. And they're like little suds leaving you guys. And they told me not to do music because if I did music tends to remind us of certain people, places, and things. So if the song just happened to remind you of something, it would take your consciousness into that place and it wouldn't leave it in this neutral state where you guys are at right now. Because you guys are kind of like in this neutral state of where you're just your Christ consciousness. And that's perfect. It's perfect. Okay, I'm gonna sit outside right now and work on you guys. So yeah, I'm sure there'll be more people that come here. So okay, so I'm gonna do the 29th. So I'm gonna just make sure everybody has all those little pieces risen up and all of those little tendrils taken away, but you can witness it, watch it. I'm, enabling you guys, but at the same time, some people are doing it on their own. They're like, "Oh, back off! I've got it. I got this. Just check me." And I'm like, "Okay, I'll check you." So a lot of you guys are already done. I mean, it's like it should be that fast. It should be like all clear all the cords with the hydrogen and just boom, boom, boom. They're all gone, and then like bring helium into anything that needs to be risen up out of my basket. And yes, you don't really have a basket. Yes, you don't really have little dudes running around at your feet, but you kind of do energetically. So anyway, okay.